What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. The Yeti is spruced up. Almost done Black Betty. I wanted to show y'all. Okay. This is what it looks like before. This is after. And this product works awesome. This is the rinseless wash and wax with SiO2. This is the blue. They have a red that's good too. See, I've done back and on now. I'm only doing this. It's got some slickness too, buddy. I got a new product I'm gonna try as well after this is done. So looks good, nice and clean. Then you look at this and see where I've done and where I haven't. So I'm gonna take my Meguiar's microfiber. Douse it pretty good. Just wipe nice, evenly, fold it over. Now I do have chips to touch up on this at some point. Got some paint correction to do, swirl remover and all that, but it's gonna rain tomorrow, so I'm not trying to do all that today. It's super hot, but it really does do a good job. Doesn't create scratches. Look at the hood. We're going to do the hood here. Get nice and wet. If you want, sometimes. This has been washed not too long ago, so it's got to be clayed and all that. At some point, it's a 22-year-old truck. So a lot of work left to do, but it gives it some protection. It makes it look pretty damn good. And what I do is I generally come over with another one and I continue on with that. And I was going to do the headlights, however, it is again supposed to rain tomorrow, so that might not happen. But as you can see, the hood has been obliterated, so there's going to be a lot of touch up, wet sanding, everything else involved with that. I'll get the rest of this hood done. Get it nice and clean. Looking good for now. Ton of work to do. It's got some overspray, you can feel it. Some pretty good sized chips in there as well. Good sized chip there. There'll be some touch up, nothing that can't be blended well, wet sanded. And I'll show you the process I like to use to get chips matching pretty damn perfect in another video. Generally, as long as it's not bigger than a quarter, you're fine. Sand this out, put a little bit of primer, touch up paint, 4 or 5 layers, and then 4 or 5 layers of clear. Let it sit for about, I usually let it go about 10 days, and then I come back with wet sand and buff it, and it levels it right out most of the time. Now when it's colder, it's going to take longer because paint cures better when it's hot, because GM bakes these things at like 4,000 degrees or something, I think. So, but yeah, gonna get this all done, and then I'm gonna try this new stuff. Now what I'll have to do before I do any paint correction, just so we're clear and don't think I'm a doofus, what you have to do before any paint correction, I'll show you in a minute after I get this done. You don't want to go in circles unless you're using a rotary buffer or a DA polisher. Don't want to go in hand by circles. So you just want to go nice and straight, just like Painted Organizer. Anybody else will tell you, cross hatch patterns like that, and then you go up and down. Less chance of scratches. So give me a second and I will finish this up as long as the GoPro doesn't overheat. And just so you all know, this is not only good as a waterless wash, diluted appropriately, but it also is great for, see, because this is mostly just dust and light dirt. If this was mud or something heavy, I'd be doing 2 bucket, which just needs a lot more than that, because the paint is not in bad shape for a 22-year-old vehicle. But it's been through a lot of car washes. A lot of car washes with my dad. Which, when you get older, the older you get, the less you feel like doing this. So I understand that. And eventually, it would need, if I could, whatever I can't get out, I'd have to re-clear it. Maybe repaint it in some areas. But generally, as long as it's not bigger than a quarter, a lot of these scratches are going to come out with the rotary and some light paint correction. None of these scratches I can fit my fingernail in. So as long as you're not able to fit your fingernail in them, you can get most of them out. And if you can put your finger in it, then it'll have to be touched up and whatever. Sometimes, depending on how long and big the scratch and all is, it'll have to be repainted, base coat, clear coat. But what I'll do at some point here, when the weather cooperates, see how much better that is. And I had some swirls and scratches in here, and I'll show you guys a good new product. I guess it's not new, and it's got most of it out just hand rubbing it. I'll have hit it with the rotary to get the rest of that out, but it's a Meguiar's product, and this ain't gonna be perfect, but it's gonna be a lot better. And this is just light dirt mostly. The moldings I'm gonna change out because you see where that's peeling. Those are done. I never really loved those anyway. So I think I'm gonna change it up on that. And black's a hard color to keep clean. It's beautiful when it's clean, but boy, it shows everything. So what you do is you either use Dawn, Ajax, Chemical Guys, Cleanse, or something like that. Add them, whatever your choice. I use Ajax or Dawn, and you'll scrub this down real good with your wash mitt and wash the whole thing. And then you'd use an alcohol wipe, clean everything off good. And then I would use a clay bar for this one. I can use a light clay bar. They're not too bad because the major scratches and chips I'll have to touch up anyway. And then you come behind it with an iron remover, pressure washer till it turns purple, and then you wash it off. And then I would do the compound wherever it needs it, and then you're going to do the polishing, and then you do a cleaner wax or something, a swirl remover if you have swirls, and then I'd touch all this up and I'd wait until everything was cured. Really, paint needs 90 days to cure. Touching up small areas and all, it takes less time. Yeah, I think you can get away with it. So I'd say at least 10 days minimum for little chips and stuff. And you build that up and you sand it out, and then you buff it out, and then you apply your wax or your ceramic or whatever. Because if you apply ceramic to this and all, it's going to look like poop. So this bottle will go in here. I got to do this truck, and I got to do the Mercury. But she's going to get service. She's getting some D-Max store stuff. So she's getting a full Monty here soon. and then I gotta do the interior. So definitely stand by. Think about changing up the badging again on this and the moldings, so we'll get to that. And then I'm going to do an engine detail. But this hood, a lot of chips, so yeah, that's going to take a little while. And before I even think about touching all that up, this stuff I just applied, because it is a bit of a ceramic. It's not a true ceramic, but look at the Yeti, looking good. Looking good, 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 good. And of course I've got to reapply because I blew it off with the pressure washer. I'll show you all. I got to reapply this, so that'll get done here in a little bit. Now I'm going to put the black tail lights back in, try them again. But I will be rinsing this with Ajax or Dawn, like a dishwasher soap. I wouldn't use that too much because it can eventually strip the clear coat, but once in a while for a big maintenance wash and a complete paint correction, that's what I'd use to get all the grease, waxes, solvents, whatever off, and then go behind with wipe, iron remover, all that stuff. So if you like the videos, you want to see more of Black Betty, and she's got something coming for her in a week, and you want to see more of the Yeti, Sophia, Jade, whatever it be, please like, subscribe, comment, share, hit notifications. Once we hit 100, doing a free giveaway. And this toolbox is going to get polished up. And the exhaust, because the exhaust is polishable. It's T409, just like the Yetis, but it has not been polished up in a long time, so she's going to get polished as well. And the wheels, see if I have to re-clear coat them. When cleaned up, she's going to have to get new tires here before long, because these tires are, yeah, they're getting bad. So yep, so I hope you all enjoy it. The Duramax ain't going nowhere. Plenty of plans for this guy. Duramax ain't going nowhere. Yeti isn't going anywhere. Now I did have a P2138 issue with this. However, that has not come up since I turned the pedal commander off, and I think I had the wiring bound up a little too tightly with wire ties. Haven't had an issue in a few days, so I might take the pedal commander off, we'll see. But it's not the pedal sensor. Generally, if you have a P2138, it's several things. Some of them say it's the throttle response, or not the throttle position sensor. It's probably not that. And it could be this accelerator pedal position sensor. It's not that. Could be the throttle controller, this guy here. Or it could be here, they've had in the past. This antenna leaks, and when it leaks, it runs down this A-pillar, and it runs into here where there's fuse panel, and there's other BCMs and everything else. I've already popped this off. No corrosion, no rust, no water. I've checked this, no dampness, and there's no, see, you would have a stain here, okay, and it's just like new. You'd have a stain there, and obviously there's no staining, so there's just ridges, but that's where it's how it sits. But there is no staining at all. You'd have a stain here, even if it was long term and a small leak, you'd have a stain. I've seen the pictures of them, it's horrible. That was more 14 and 15. I've had no water leaks in this yet because I don't have a sunroof as well. Some people have problems with sunroof, but I've checked the wiring. The wiring is good, but I did have the wire tie thing in a wonky spot a little while ago, so I loosened that up and redid it, and it seems to have, it kind of pinched on itself a little bit. So be careful when you're wire tying stuff and all. If you pinch stuff on itself, it can bind the wires up and eventually wear on them, or it could just disrupt the signal because the wires aren't allowed to kind of lay flat like they're supposed to and loose. So just be careful with that. But it hasn't been an issue. Don't foresee it being an issue. Crepe myrtle is shedding on me. So if I don't see rain tomorrow, I might come out tonight and I might do these headlights, because I do want to show you how easy these things are to take out. I want to get these things cleared up because she's got LED about to go in her. Looking forward to that. She's got LED going on there. Plus I get to put LED in here. I think that's bulbs, we'll see. I can't remember. If not, I'll get some lights that are LED. So I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna do Jade, get her cleaned up on the outside, spruced up. Ton of other stuff to do. So remember guys, you like the channel, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Gonna be doing greasing the control arms and all on that, and tie rods, and on that drive shaft, I believe on this is still greasable all the way up to 06, because I had an LBZ Duramax crew cab, but mine was dark blue. This drive shaft is not. The only thing greasable are the upper control arms, because I changed them out to Cognitos, and the front tie rods, outer tie rods. So I'm gonna grease all that, and then she's getting new lug nuts. This one's gonna get new tires, and then probably the Mercury, and then probably these two. So stay tuned. Gotta change these headlights out because they're wonky. Also gotta do the new intake and catch can on the Yeti. Just not enough time, and I haven't been feeling good. So now I'm starting to feel a little better. Hopefully I can get that stuff done. So bear with me. And I got more GM news and stuff like that coming at you. So love y'all. Catch you on the next one.